Hello, everyone, and a very warm welcome back to Grow English Mastery. My name is Scarlett, and it's wonderful to have you here with me today. How are you feeling? I hope you're having a fantastic week and that you're ready to learn something new, something interesting, and something very useful for your English journey. Before we begin, I want you to think about something. Have you ever had a really big disagreement with a friend? Or maybe you've seen two famous people arguing in the news or on social media? It can be quite intense, right? The words they use are often strong, powerful, and full of emotion. Today, we are going to dive into a topic just like that. We're going to explore a real-life public disagreement between two of the most famous people on the planet, President Donald Trump and tech billionaire Elon Musk. Now, this isn't about taking sides or discussing politics. Not at all. This is about using a fascinating real-world event to supercharge your English skills. We will use their conflict as a powerful learning tool. You'll see how a real story from the news can be the perfect textbook for learning practical English that you can use every day. So, what are our goals for today's lesson? What will you be able to do by the end of our 40 minutes together? First, we are going to build a powerful vocabulary. You will learn 10 essential words and phrases related to conflicts, arguments, and politics. These are words you'll hear all the time in movies, news reports, and conversations. Second, we will master two crucial grammar points. First, conditional. Sentences and reported speech. These are absolutely essential for telling stories and talking about possibilities, which is exactly what happens in a news story. Finally, I will guide you through practical techniques to improve all 4 of your core English skills: listening, speaking, reading, and writing, all based on today's topic. Why is this topic so important? Well, understanding news and current events in English is a huge step up for any learner. It means you can connect with the world in a deeper way, but often the language used in the news can be challenging. There are special words and complex sentences. Today, we are going to break it all down. We will make it simple, clear, and easy to understand. By the end of this lesson, you will feel much more confident reading news articles or watching news clips in English. You'll be able to understand the dynamics of a debate and express your own opinions more clearly. So, get comfortable, maybe. Grab a notebook and a pen, and let's begin this exciting journey together. Let's start by understanding the story. What exactly happened between Donald Trump and Elon Musk? Let's paint a picture of the situation. Imagine two very powerful men who, for a time, seemed to be allies, or at least not enemies. They both had similar ideas about some things, like reducing government spending. But then, something changed. A conflict started, and it didn't happen behind closed doors. It happened right out in the open, for the whole world to see on social media. The main problem started with a warning from Donald Trump. He warned Elon Musk about what would happen if Musk decided to give money to or fund the Democratic Party candidates. The Democratic Party is the main rival of Trump's Republican Party. Trump said that if Musk did this, there would be very serious consequences. This is a very strong phrase. It's a threat. He was making it clear that such an action would not be ignored, and would result in some kind of punishment or negative outcome. In an interview, Trump made his feelings very clear. When a journalist from NBC News asked him about his relationship with Elon Musk, Trump stated that their relationship was over. Finished. He said this after their recent disagreements became public. He didn't just suggest it was a small problem. He said their entire connection was broken. He was asked if he wanted to fix the relationship to reconcile, and his answer was a simple, direct no. When asked if the relationship was truly finished, he confirmed, "I guess so, yes." This public fight or feud really exploded on social media platforms like X, which used to be called Twitter, and Truth Social, which is Trump's own platform. They exchanged insults and accusations. An accusation is when you say someone has done something wrong. For example, Trump accused Musk of being disrespectful to the office of the president. He felt that Musk was not showing the proper respect for the position of the U.S. president, which Trump believes is a very bad thing to do. What did Elon Musk say? He didn't stay quiet. Musk made some strong statements of his own. He claimed that without his support, Trump would not have won the election in the first place. He also criticized some of Trump's policies, like the taxes on imported goods, called tariffs. And he even made a prediction that the U.S. economy would go into a recession, a period of economic difficulty in the future. So, the conflict got bigger and bigger. Trump responded by threatening to take action against Musk's companies, like Tesla, the electric car company, and SpaceX, the rocket company. He suggested he could end the government contracts that these companies have and cancel government financial support, known as subsidies. This shows how a personal disagreement can quickly affect business and politics on a massive scale. The core of their argument was also related to a big spending plan by Trump, which was nicknamed the Big Beautiful Bill. Musk was concerned about how this bill would affect the country's debt. So you can see, it was a very public and very intense war of words. They weren't just disagreeing, they were actively attacking each other's character, decisions, and businesses. And because they are so famous, their fight became a huge news story, and many other people started to get involved, which we will talk about a little later. For now, just remember this picture: a broken relationship, public threats, and serious accusations between two of the world's most influential figures. Now that we have a good understanding of the story, let's zoom in on some of the most important vocabulary. Learning these words will not only help you understand this specific story better, but will also unlock your ability to understand thousands of other conversations and articles. We have 10 words today. For each word, I will give you a simple definition and a few examples so you can see how it's used. Our first word is consequences. Consequences are the results or effects of an action, and they are often negative. It's what happens because of something you did. In our story, Trump warned Musk that there would be serious consequences if he funded the Democrats. Let's think of another example. If you don't study for an exam, one of the consequences might be getting a bad grade. Or a company that pollutes the environment must face the legal consequences of its actions. Our second word is feud. A feud is a long and bitter argument or quarrel between two people, families, or groups. It's more serious and lasts longer than a simple disagreement. We can describe the public argument between Trump and Musk as a feud. For example, the famous story of Romeo and Juliet is about a feud between two families, the Montagues and the Capulets. My two brothers had a feud over a small amount of money, and they didn't speak to each other for a year. Our third word is reconcile. To reconcile means to restore friendly relations, to make up after an argument. It's the process of ending a conflict. A billionaire named Bill Ackman called for Trump and Musk to reconcile for the good of the country. After their big fight, Sarah tried to reconcile with her best friend by apologizing. It can be difficult for two political parties with very different ideas to reconcile their differences. Our fourth word is accuse. To accuse someone is to claim that they have done something wrong or illegal. It's a formal way of blaming someone. Trump accused Musk of being disrespectful. The police accused the man of stealing the car, but he said he was innocent. You shouldn't accuse someone without having any proof. Our fifth word is criticize. To criticize is to express disapproval of someone or something, to point out their faults or mistakes. Elon Musk criticized Trump's economic policies, like the tariffs. The movie critic criticized the film for its boring story and bad acting. It's easy to criticize, but it's harder to offer a good solution. Our sixth word is threaten. To threaten someone is to state your intention to cause harm, damage, or trouble to them if they don't do what you want. Trump threatened to cancel government contracts with Musk's companies. The bully threatened to hit the smaller boy if he didn't give him his lunch money. The dark clouds threaten rain, so we should probably go inside. Our seventh word is an ally. An ally is a person, group, or country that has agreed to support another, especially in a conflict. A friend or a partner. At one point, Trump and Musk were considered political allies because they shared some similar goals. During World War II, the United States and the United Kingdom were close allies. In a difficult situation, it's good to have a strong ally you can count on. Our eighth word is disrespectful. Being disrespectful means showing a lack of respect or courtesy. It's being rude or impolite. Trump said that Musk was being disrespectful to the office of the president. It is disrespectful to talk on your phone loudly in a quiet library. The student was sent out of the classroom for his disrespectful behavior towards the teacher. Our ninth word is tension. Tension is a feeling of nervousness, excitement, or conflict that exists between people or groups. It's that feeling when a situation is not relaxed. The public feud created a lot of tension between the two powerful men. You could feel the tension in the room before the big announcement. The high-stakes poker game was full of tension as the players stared at each other. And our 10th and final word for today is intervene. To intervene means to get involved in a difficult situation in order to improve it or prevent it from getting worse. It's like stepping into the middle of a conflict to help. Other famous people, like Bill Ackman, tried to intervene in the feud between Trump and Musk. The teacher had to intervene when the two students started shouting at each other. The United Nations often intervenes in international conflicts to try and create peace. There you have it. 10 powerful words: consequences, feud, reconcile, accuse, criticize, threaten, ally, disrespectful, tension, and intervene. Try to write them down. Pause the video if you need to. Say them out loud. These are your new tools. Now that we have these powerful new words, let's look at the grammar that holds them together. Understanding the structure of sentences is like understanding the skeleton of a body. It gives everything shape and strength. This brings us to the grammar points of our lesson. Today, we will focus on two incredibly useful structures. The first, conditional and reported speech. Let's start with the first conditional. We use the first conditional to talk about a real or very possible situation in the future. We are talking about a future result that is likely to happen if a certain condition is met. The structure, or the formula, is very simple. It's if, plus a present simple verb, followed by a comma, and then a future simple verb, which is usually will, plus the base form of a verb. So, the structure is if plus present simple, will plus verb. Let's look at the perfect example from our story. Donald Trump's warning to Elon Musk. He said, "If he does that, he will pay a price for it." Let's break it down. If he does that, this is the condition. Does is in the present. Simple. And the result, he will pay a price for it. Will pay is the future simple. It's a real possibility. Trump believes that if the condition, Musk funding the Democrats, happens, the result, facing consequences, will definitely follow. Let's practice with some more examples. If it rains tomorrow, I will take my umbrella. Condition, it rains. Result, I will take my umbrella. If you study hard for the test, you will get a good score. Condition, you study hard. Result, you will get a good score. If my train is late, I will call you to let you know. Condition, the teacher train is late. Result, I will call you. We can also change the order of the sentence. We can put the result first. When we do this, we don't use a comma. So, I will take my umbrella if it rains tomorrow. Or, you will get a good score if you study hard. And from our story, Trump could have said, Elon Musk will face serious consequences if he funds the Democrats. The meaning is exactly the same. The structure is just a little different. Now let's move on to our second grammar point. Reported. Speech. Reported speech is how we tell someone what another person said. We are reporting their words. When we read the news, almost everything is reported speech. The journalist is telling us what Trump said, what Musk said, and so on. The most important rule to remember is that we often have to change the tense of the verb. We usually move the verb tense one step back into the past. For example, the present simple becomes the past simple. Am or is becomes was. Are becomes were. Go becomes went. The present continuous becomes the past continuous. I am working becomes he said he was working. The past simple often becomes the past perfect. I went becomes he said he had gone. And will becomes would. Let's look at some direct quotes from our story and change them into reported speech. Imagine a journalist is reporting what Trump said. Direct speech, Trump says, "I think my relationship with Musk is over." Reported. Speech. Trump said that he thought his relationship with Musk was over. See what happened? The reporting verb said is in the past, so think, present simple, changes to thought, past simple. And the pronoun my changes to his. Here's another one. Direct speech. Musk says, "I believe the economy will fall into a recession." Reported speech. Musk said that he believed the economy would fall into a recession. Here, believe, present, becomes believed, past, and will, future, becomes would. One more example. This one is an accusation. Direct speech. Trump says, "He is being very disrespectful." Reported speech. Trump said that he was being very disrespectful. Here, is, present continuous, becomes was, past continuous. It's important to practice this change. When you read a news article, you will see reported speech everywhere. Look for reporting verbs like said, told, claimed, accused, warned, and stated. Then look at the verb tense that follows. This will help you get very comfortable with this essential grammar structure. Now, let's put it all together. Let's look at more specific examples of these grammar points in the context of our story. This will help you see how grammar works in the real world. Let's focus more on the first conditional. Imagine the different people in the story thinking about the future. Steve Bannon, who was an advisor to Trump, wanted strong action. He might think, "If the government takes over SpaceX, we will control a national asset." Condition. The government takes over SpaceX. Result, we will control it. Bill Ackman, the peacemaker, has a different perspective. He might think, "If they reconcile, it will be good for the country." Condition, they reconcile. Result, it will be good. Mark Cuban, another billionaire, seems to be thinking about new possibilities. He might think, "If we start a new political party, we will represent more voters." Condition. We start a new party. Result. We will represent more voters. You can see how the first conditional is perfect for talking about plans, predictions, and potential future events. Now let's do some more practice with reported speech, because it's so common. Let's report what Bill Ackman wrote on X. His direct words were, "You two should reconcile for the good of the country. We are stronger united than divided." How would a journalist report this? They might write, "Billionaire Bill Ackman wrote that the two men should reconcile for the good of the country. He added that we are stronger when we are united than when we are divided." Notice that should doesn't change. Modal verbs like should, could, might often stay the same in reported speech. The verb are could also stay as are because it's a general truth, but changing it to were is also grammatically correct in reporting. Let's try one more from the story. A congressman, Jim Jordan, was on TV direct speech. "I hope Elon Musk and Mr. Trump will reconcile." Reported speech. Congressman Jim Jordan said that he hoped Elon Musk and Mr. Trump would reconcile. Hope becomes hoped, and will reconcile becomes would reconcile. By seeing these grammar points in action within a real story, they become much more than just rules in a textbook. They become living tools for communication. I encourage you to find a news article online, maybe about this topic or another one you find interesting. Read it and try to highlight all the examples of first conditionals and reported speech that you can find. It's a fantastic exercise. Knowledge is wonderful, but the real magic happens when you put that knowledge into practice. So, let's talk about how you can actively practice and improve your 4 core English skills using today's topic. First, let's talk about listening. Your first and most important listening exercise is to listen to this video again. But this time, don't worry about understanding every single word. Just listen to the rhythm, the flow, the music of the language. Notice where I pause, where my voice goes up, and where it goes down. A second, more active listening practice is called shadowing. Play a short section of this video, maybe for 30 seconds. Then pause it and try to repeat what I said exactly as I said it. Copy my pronunciation, my speed, and my intonation. This is one of the best ways to improve your spoken fluency and sound more natural. Next, let's move to speaking. Speaking can be scary, but it's the most important skill for communication. Here is a simple way to practice. Find a friend, a language, partner, or even just speak to yourself in the mirror. Try to answer these questions out loud using the vocabulary and grammar we learned today. First question: what was the main reason for the feud between Trump and Musk? Try to answer using words like consequences, threaten, or criticize. For example, the feud started because Trump threatened Musk with consequences if he... Second question: do you think it is important for public figures to be respectful to each other? Why or why not? Try to use words like disrespectful and maybe a conditional sentence. For example, yes, I think it's important. If leaders are disrespectful, it creates a lot of tension in society. The key is to open your mouth and produce the sounds. Don't worry about making mistakes. Every mistake is a learning opportunity. Third, let's focus on reading. The internet is full of articles about this topic. I want you to go to a news website like BBC News, Reuters, or NBC News and search for Trump-Musk feud. Find an article that looks interesting. Don't choose one that is too long or complex. Read it slowly. Your goal is not to understand every word. Your goal is to find the main idea. Who are the people involved? What is the main conflict? Can you find any of the 10 vocabulary words we learned today? Can you spot any examples of reported speech? This practice will build your confidence and your reading speed over time. Finally, we have writing. Writing is a great way to organize your thoughts and practice grammar and vocabulary without the pressure of a live conversation. I have a simple writing task for you. Write a short paragraph, maybe 5 or 6 sentences, summarizing the conflict. Pretend you are explaining it to a friend who knows nothing about it. Start with a simple sentence like, there was a public feud between Donald Trump and Elon Musk. Then, add more details. Use at least 3 of our new vocabulary words and 1 first conditional sentence. For example, Trump accused Musk of being disrespectful and threatened his companies. If the 2 men don't reconcile, the tension might continue. After you write your paragraph, read it out loud. This connects your writing skill to your speaking skill. By practicing these 4 skills, listening, speaking, reading, and writing, you are creating a complete learning experience. You are taking the information from our lesson and making it your own. Now, I want to step back from the vocabulary and grammar for a moment and talk about something bigger. In every story, there is a lesson. In this story of conflict and tension, there's also a powerful message of inspiration, and it comes from one of the people who tried to intervene. Billionaire Bill Ackman sent a public message to Trump and Musk. He wrote on the social media platform X, "You two should reconcile for the good of the country." And then he added a beautiful and simple sentence, "We are stronger united than divided." Let's think about that phrase. We are stronger united than divided. This is a timeless piece of wisdom. It means that when we work together, when we are on the same team, we are much more powerful than when we are fighting against each other. This is true for countries, for companies, for families, and for friends. Division makes us weak. It wastes our energy on fighting. Unity, on the other hand, creates strength. It allows us to combine our talents and work towards a common goal. The feud between Trump and Musk is a perfect example of division. Their energy was spent on accusing and threatening each other. Imagine if they used that same energy to work together on a big project. They could probably achieve amazing things. But this message isn't just for billionaires and presidents, it's for all of us. And it connects directly to your English learning journey. Think about the different parts of learning English: grammar, vocabulary, pronunciation, listening, speaking, reading, writing. If you see them as separate, divided things, it can feel overwhelming. You might think, "Oh, my grammar is weak," or "I hate vocabulary." You are dividing your skills. But what if you see them as a united team? Your vocabulary helps your speaking. Your listening helps your pronunciation. Your reading helps your writing and grammar. They are all connected. They are stronger together. When you practice shadowing, you are uniting your listening and speaking skills. When you read an article and then write a summary, you are uniting your reading and writing skills. Think of your own confidence as an ally, not an enemy. Every time you tell yourself, "My English is bad," you are creating division within yourself. But when you say, "I am learning, I am improving every day," you are uniting your effort with a positive mindset. And that is where real strength comes from. So let the story of this feud be more than just a news report. Let it be a reminder that in our lives, in our communities, and even in our own minds, we are always stronger when we are united than when we are divided. Choose unity. Choose to connect the different parts of your learning. And choose to be your own biggest ally on this wonderful journey. All right. We have covered so much ground today. We have traveled from a political feud on social media all the way to a discussion about unity and personal strength. Let's take a moment to conclude and summarize the most important points from our lesson. These are your key takeaways. First, we explored a real-world story about the public feud between Donald Trump and Elon Musk, using it as a practical case study for learning English. Second, you learned 10 very useful vocabulary words for discussing conflict and debate, consequences, feud, reconcile, accuse, criticize, threaten, ally, disrespectful, tension, and intervene. These words will make your English sound more precise and sophisticated. Third, we focused on 2 essential grammar points. We mastered the first conditional, which we use to talk about real future possibilities with the structure if plus present. Us, will plus verb. We also demystified reported speech, learning how to report what other people have said by changing the verb tense. And finally, we talked about the power of unity over division, drawing inspiration from the call for reconciliation in the story. We learned that this applies not just to world leaders, but to our own English learning journey as well. As you continue learning, I want you to hold on to a positive and powerful attitude. Learning a new language is a marathon, not a sprint. It requires patience and persistence. There will be days when you feel stuck, and that is completely normal. Everyone feels that way sometimes. The most important thing is to be kind to yourself. Do not be afraid to make mistakes. Mistakes are not failures. They are proof that you are trying. They are your teachers. Each time you correct a mistake, you are building a stronger foundation. Be confident. Use the English you have. Don't wait until you are perfect to start speaking. Start today. Trust in your ability to learn and to grow. You are capable of amazing things, and I truly believe in you. Thank you so much for spending your valuable time with me today at Grow English Mastery. I hope you found this lesson helpful and interesting. Your engagement means the world to us. If you learned something new today, please let me know in the comments below. You could try writing a sentence using one of our new vocabulary words, or a first conditional sentence. I would love to read them, and if you found value in this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up, sharing it with a friend who is also learning English, and most importantly, subscribing to the channel and hitting that notification bell. By subscribing, you won't miss out on our future lessons designed to help you master the English language. Thank you once again for being a part of our wonderful community. Keep practicing, stay curious, and remember to be your own greatest ally. I'm Scarlett, and I look forward to seeing you in our next video. Goodbye for now.